Here's Brody Brazil.
This entire season has been such uncharted territory. And it's been a bit traumatic, I'm not going to lie. I've lost sleep over what's been happening behind the scenes. But it's also been tough because never before has this franchise in Oakland got to the 110 loss mark. I mean, they were lucky to get to the 50 wins. They also surpassed 110 losses. And it's one thing to lose a lot of games like this. That alone would have made this a difficult season. To just tell everybody, hey, it was the worst Oakland season on the field ever. Like, that alone was enough. Let alone all the other relocation stuff. We're accustomed to, being sports fans and covering sports teams. We're accustomed to a team that loses a lot of games here or there, whatever team it is, or a team that might lose their players that you like, or a team that might lose some playoff games over the years to free agency or trades. But the potential of losing the entire team, you kind of realize we're in rare territory right now. The potential of this is even rare territory. This doesn't happen very often. You don't expect this to happen to you. But here we are. And again, just to kind of put that bow on it, it has been traumatic, and it has lasted a long time, more than half a year, with the very serious and imminent threat of the A's no longer existing in Oakland after 2024, and maybe definitely not by 2028. It's been very hard this year, even when the team started to turn things around on the field, to truly get invested and excited about today or the future of the franchise. That's something that we could all rally around, say, in 2017, the second half of that year. Oh, who's this Matt Chapman guy? Who's this Matt Olson guy? Next thing you know, as Sean Murphy comes around to join a Marcus Semien, and you've got a full-fledged playoff contending 97-win team. But when Zach Geloff comes up and does so well, he's been so fun to watch. And Esteury Ruiz and the American League rookie stolen base record, and Mason Miller and all of his starts, and even Joe Boyle here in the last couple weeks. These have all been exciting players to watch. Brent Rooker this year, who would have thought? He's the all-star, the amount of homers he's hit. But wins and losses and successes this year, it kind of all takes really a back seat. And excitement about the future kind of takes a back seat. This is something that's supposed to generate the fan base, regenerate the fan base. I know they didn't want to go through it in the first place, and we can talk about that in a second. But even as you witness this team turn things around this year, it just didn't hit the same way, didn't hit like it's supposed to. It's been very difficult to remain excited about the present or the future of this team, even when it's starting to look better. And going back to the whole turnover of players, and I don't even just mean this last time with the Chapman, Olson, Bassett, Canna, Minaya, that whole group of players. I mean, you could go back to even the prior version. And bye-bye Yoenis Cespedes or Josh Donaldson. I mean, I could go on and on. Sonny Gray. Kind of breaking up the team after 2013 of winning the West and 2014 of getting into the playoffs for 3 straight years, 12, 13, 14. The overhauls like this time around, they hurt. I think a lot of A's fans were looking at the fire sale, if that's what we're calling it, as well, whatever it takes to regenerate the team in time for Howard Terminal. If this is all part of the process, if this is kind of the lumps we have to take here and now to get to the future, you're more okay with it in reverse, back at that time, at that moment. But now seeing that the teardown leads to the transition of relocation and could be used as influence for the relocation, it makes it very difficult in reverse. A lot of fans who are already kind of on the fence about the future, and then that happens, and part of your fan base is diminished. And now watching that last group of players that, quote, got away. I mean, I've got the list somewhere. There's upwards of 25 players, more than that were even in contention for a playoff spot going into this final weekend of the regular season. Former A's players on their new teams fighting for the playoffs. And it's fun to watch those guys, but it's also frustrating knowing what you still could have had in Oakland. A team and a trajectory on the up, the momentum of getting a stadium to go along with that. And now it's literally, you've got the worst of both worlds. No players and a team that has decided Las Vegas is their sole and primary focus.